Hey, everybody, this is Melissa Lee. Welcome to Girl Talk. I just want to thank you all for tuning in once again. I know it's been a little over a week since I've done my last video, and I kind of wanted to update on some things that have just been going on with me personally. I've had some medical issues, and I'm keeping an eye on things. Nothing too serious, keeping my fingers crossed. Uh, but in the meantime, there is one thing I want to address that a lot of trans girls, even CD girls, go through as we go through life is dealing with bouts of anxiety and depression. Now, I have suffered from what they call clinical depression since I was a little kid. Uh, my identical twin and I were both very emotional children. And my parents really didn't know how to handle us. The rest of the family didn't either. We were always kind of black sheep outcasts because of it. And it took me a long time until relatively recently to maybe think part of it was related to gender dysphoria. Because even as young as 6 years old, I thought I should have been born a girl. Um, I don't know. I can't say for sure. Now, this whole clinical depression diagnosis, I roll my eyes a little bit at it because there's no tests for it. They just call it that. Oh, they have depression. Oh, it's clinical depression. That means you have a chemical imbalance in the brain. Really? You care to prove that? Not just jump to a conclusion? Is there a test you can run? There sure wasn't one back then. Um, So I don't know. It's strange. I'm not sitting here and saying maybe that it's not true, but I'm wondering if a lot of my gender dysphoria might have been a contributor to that. Uh, I've battled with it all my life. It wasn't until about 18 years ago that I started taking antidepressants, and for a while they worked. Sometimes they work too well. Like you're supposed to feel emotions in certain situations and you're feeling nothing. Yeah. But it took a few years ago. I was having a real bad time. It was after my twin died. And what I was on just wasn't working anymore. And we found a good doctor and he put me on cocktail, and it's been working fine ever since until lately. Now I want to address some of that because I'm dealing with two things right now. Okay, I'm dealing with the sudden death of my wife uh, that last November, and coming up next week will be 7 months. um, I handled it better for the first few months than I am now. Things are really, really hitting me right now. Things that I think I need to talk to a therapist about. That has nothing to do with Milyssa. But yet there's also a lot that does have to do with Milyssa too. Because I've been pushing myself so hard and talking about certain things like transitioning and all of that. And I think I'm pushing myself way too hard, way too soon. And sometimes I don't know what I feel like one day to the other. So I had an epiphany that I had to kind of pull the brakes back on things. Do I still consider myself trans? Mostly, yes, because I am more comfortable as me than not. And when I'm the other persona, my male persona, I'm extremely depressed. And all of the feelings that rush up that having to do with grief, coulda, woulda, shouldas, everything piles on top of it. And then I start to doubt all of this. I start to doubt me. I think, am I being stupid? Am I rushing into things? Is it euphoric feelings taking control? And I've had to do a lot of thinking about that. And quite honestly, I'm going to continue to do some thinking about it. One way or another, I'm forcing myself not to make any decisions until I know for sure. I have to learn more about me. 7 months is not nearly enough time to not only get over the grief of losing a spouse, but also going through an entire life change. And this has only been around for about 4 to 5 of those months since this part of me has come back out. Not a long period of time. I have to admit, when I'm pushed myself too hard and maybe wrong about a few things. So I'm doing this not as a confessional, not as like saying, oops, I made a mistake. I don't feel like I made a mistake at all. But I'm kind of putting the brakes a little bit on things until I really figure out what I want to do from this point to the rest of my life. Whichever way I go, this part of me will always be there. I will always express myself. I will always, this will always be a part of me. Whether or not I go full time, I'm going to wait and see. I need to start hanging out and talking with more people like myself in person. I have lots of friends on the internet, all virtual, all over the world, yet I really need human contact, other people, what they've gone through. I need to learn because I have to admit, I don't have all the answers. I'm a newbie. I mean, I've been dressing off and on all my life, but the first time dressing and expressing myself seriously, it's only been a few months. So that's my dilemma. And I think all the stress of that, the grief, the my work, everything, I think just took a toll on me. And I had a little episode. Thankfully, it's not too serious. I know how to take care of it, but I got to be careful. And I can't let these moments, I decide I want to chuck it all. And I have a tendency of doing that when I'm depressed, is I have a tendency of purging. I'm not doing that. No, I love me too much. And it's funny because I love me now, but like yesterday, I didn't love me at all, even coming into this morning. It's weird, and it's something I'm trying to understand. And if there are other girls out there who have gone through the same thing, whether you've transitioned or not, I would like to hear from you. I'd like talk to some people who've maybe had similar experiences. Somebody else, maybe in the same situation, they don't understand it. Hey, let's talk. Maybe we can compare notes. So this has been an interesting journey so far. It's still early stages. I'm waiting to see where it's going to go. But in this month of Pride, I still embrace it. I'm even going to a Pride dance here. Woo-hoo. I can't dance for shit, so warning everybody. But I'm working on things, and I think everything's going to come together nicely. I'm trying to get some plans for the future. So let's see what happens. Anyway, I just wanted to share that update. So I will catch you all next time. If you have any comments or questions, write them below, or my email address is also below. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, bell to be notified of new videos as they come in. Anyway, you all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.